do you think there's a division between frivolous criticism of a belief, a lampooning of a belief, and serious criticism, or something of the difference between a cartoon and an academic article that might be equally offensive? Or do you think the form of criticism is irrelevant to the...
Well, of course, context matters. I think the kind of context that would prohibit is going to be very, very severe. I mean, the example is the million examples about shouting fire in a crowded theatre, or corn dealers are criminals and should be killed outside, to an angry mob outside a corn dealer's house. All of the things that border on incitement. Beyond that, you have to look at the context. Context always matters. I mean, in a way, the trouble is once you start to try and turn this into a conflict of rights or a way of putting rights together in a way that's compossible, you end up with the sort of craziness that the current position of the United Kingdom's legal stance on freedom of speech is in, where you have actually conflicting pieces of legislation that pull in different ways, because you're trying to satisfy everybody's rights and make them all fit together. And of course you can't. There are points at which you have to choose, and you have to allow something to come into conflict. Yeah, I leave back again. So.
Yes, I mean, can I just come in on that? Because I'm glad you said that our free speech laws, so-called, are in a complete mess, which they are. And one of the troubles is that, I mean, I'm glad you quoted our draft principle. We speak openly and with civility about all kinds of human difference. But I want to say straight away, I don't think that civility should be enforced by law, precisely because context is all. And exactly the same words or symbols will be downright dangerous in one context and not in another. I think it should be enforced by us, by society, in how we choose to speak to each other. And what you have in our hate speech laws, which are laws attempting to enforce civility across the board, is what I call the taboo ratchet. You start by protecting race. From race you go on to from religion you go on to sexual orientation, to disability, and then you get a competition where every group seeks to gain recognition and political support by getting protection from the law. And I think that's what's happening in this country. I think it's extremely dangerous. Just one word about Jesus and Mo. I think what is really special about Jesus and Mo is that it's humor. And I think humor is an unbelievably important resource in living with difference. One reason this country isn't doing worse is that there is a sort of drizzle of everyday humor in Britain. I mean, just turn on the Today programme, which consisted of mild ethnic slurs against the Welsh and Scots and English, right? Amos Oz, the Israeli author, wonderfully said, I have never met a fanatic with a sense of humour, or someone with a sense of humour who is a fanatic. And I think that's very true.